Duncan thinks that the Biden that fell off the bike yesterday was a fake
young
Biden.
Man, dude.
No. You think it's a body double?
Did you see his body?
Pull it up.
Biden's got a nice bod.
Yeah, Biden has nice legs.
He has nice legs.
Don't hate. I think you're hating.
I couldn't have been happier to watch that guy fall off.
That's how high gas prices are.
I'll be honest.
He is the gift that keeps giving. If you're not a Biden fan.
I haven't seen it yet. Let's see it.
Joe Biden's former doctor refused to answer a single question about the ex-president's poor health. Wow, he seems like the perfect doctor to treat my secret warts. Oh, God. True. When asked about Biden's decline, he simply referred them to the coroner's report.
Picture this. Joe Biden steps up to give a speech, and halfway through, it's not clear if he remembers where he is, who he's talking to, or why he's even there. That's when Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld jump in. These two don't waste a second. They are cracking jokes, picking it apart, and turning the whole thing into their own version of late-night entertainment. What did Biden say now? What's with Gutfeld's whiteboard? And why is Rogan laughing like he just heard the best punchline of the year?
And they have makeup. They can do things to people. They can make you look like Biden. They can make you, maybe not you, but like some people with not so long a face.
Yeah, Barron. Was he 6'8"?
They put Barron. Well, no, Barron would stand out. He'd be too tall.
Barron was Biden.
Why the long face?
Mark
Biden,
Barron.
don't be depressed.
Don't be sour.
I know we're pulling you out.
I'll never forget.
But you were a great president. You were like Lincoln. Look at this. Look at tall Biden. Look at the size of him.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Bro, look at the size of him. He doesn't look anything like Biden.
Shane, we were there.
Look how tall he is.
We were right
He's
there.
Towering,
the inside windows.
Towering over his wife. Like, what is that?
Wow, Biden dirty.
Like, what is that?
Damn.
That's weird.
Shane and I went to the windows.
I think there was times when he had some complications and
they just
brought in another guy. Yeah, I think so.
Put these cameras in.
Yeah, between Van Hollen and Biden, I feel like this is Ask Wednesday. My guess is that he booked this. This was booked probably a year in advance before the Dems knew he was totally brain.
Something strange just went down again. Biden wrapped up a speech, or at least tried to. 1 second his at the MIC, and the next, his slowly wandering off stage like he saw something off in the distance. Staff scrambled. The music got louder, maybe to cover the awkward moment. And somewhere, probably mid-podcast, Joe Rogan just about choked on his mushroom tea in disbelief.
He's going to win. Joe Biden was the ultimate catfish.
Yeah.
We were all online being told, oh, this is a congenial centrist. Yeah, swipe right. I don't know how to do these dating apps.
Yeah.
But anyway, then you find out it's not him at all, but some guy in a bathrobe smoking meth.
Yeah.
God, how many times has that happened to me?
At the same time, Greg Gutfeld was probably already jotting down punchlines before Biden even finished. By now, watching the president speak feels like a weird national guessing game. Is this a former U.S. president or someone's confused grandpa at a holiday dinner? Did he misname a senator or just make one up? Did he get lost mid-sentence? Or is Delaware now wherever he's standing? Either way, Rogan and Gutfeld aren't holding back anymore. They are saying what a lot of people are thinking loud and clear.
You have to be able to call out shit that's wrong on your side. And this is one of the problems that the Democratic Party's having right now with this Joe Biden guy. You guys got to be able to call it out. You can't let this slide because everybody else sees it, and Trump is going to eat him alive. He's going to eat that guy alive.
Joe Rogan's had it. He's been raising eyebrows about Biden's mental sharpness since way back in 2020. And now, watching it all unfold feels more like binging a docuseries titled How Not to Run a Country. He's not waving a flag for Democrats or Republicans. This guy isn't about teams or tribes. He's the kind who hunts his own food, questions everything, and somehow turns marathon-length podcasts into must-listen content. So when Rogan starts questioning the president, it's not about politics, it's gut level. His reaction, what are we even doing right now?
He's without question the worst president in my lifetime, and that is the proof. Because we've talked about this. His solution for inflation is explaining what inflation is. Here's the thing about inflation. Food prices go up. And what we're going to try to do, and I think this is going to work, is maybe get the prices, you can get the prices to go down. Unless it's gas, because we don't want you to use.
None of this is new for Rogan. He's been dodging media spin and calling out tech censorship for years, and doing it with the same sharpness he brings to jiu-jitsu. Whether it's COVID policies, foreign conflicts, or the economy, he's been the one saying what others won't. But when it comes to Biden, the confusion hits a whole new level. One day Biden's whispering weirdly into the microphone like he's telling ghost stories. The next, he's announcing a re-election run like he just remembered he signed a lease he can't break. And Rogan's guests, they are noticing too. From comedians to researchers, there's this unspoken feeling that something's just off. Millions of people tune in to hear Rogan dive into everything from politics to psychedelics, weaving in deep questions and offbeat humor. And in a world where politicians sound robotic and overly polished, Rogan's off-the-cuff honesty somehow feels more real, even presidential. He's not shouting. He's not sugarcoating. He's just the guy talking sense. No suit, no script, no nonsense.
Yeah. I remember when I had a stutter, it was so bad it caused me to wander into the rainforest. Thank you. It gets worse. So Joe only had a stutter. Yeah, and Stephen Hawking's feet were just asleep.
This is the part where the jokes start sounding a little too real. When Joe Rogan comes off as more clear-headed than the guy in charge of the nuclear codes, it stops being funny and starts feeling like a warning sign. And just when you think it can't get weirder, Greg Gutfeld sees Biden's latest mix of whispering and rambling and probably cancels his night to write a whole new batch of jokes. At this point, Biden's speeches are like comedy on demand. Cue cards. Check. Forced applause. Check. Long pauses while he figures out where he is. Every time. Gutfeld doesn't even have to try anymore. His show's turned into a nightly roast, and Biden's the headliner, whether he likes it or not. Gutfeld's delivery is sharp, fast, and unapologetic. The jokes hit hard because, honestly, the material writes itself.
Biden was there too. Look at him. See, I just wonder about his skin.
That what are they pulling it back with fishing wire to keep it up on his head?
It just seems, he seems oddly stiff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it seems like everything's pulled. Like there's not I expect a certain amount of laxity in a man's face when he reaches a certain age, particularly around the forehead area.
So when Biden leans into the MIC and starts whispering again, Gutfeld barely flinches. Hey, he jokes, at least he didn't try to shake hands with a chair this time. Every time Biden speaks, Gutfeld is ready. The slip-ups aren't occasional, they're expected. And watching his team react, it's chaos. They scramble behind him like it's a real-time disaster drill, each hoping he doesn't go off-script and start talking about pudding during a foreign policy update. It's gotten so predictable. Gutfeld once joked that Biden's best strategy is just hoping people forget whatever he just said. And then there's the train thing. For some reason, no matter the topic, Biden finds a way to bring up Amtrak, like he thinks he's still the conductor, not the president.
The worst part about this whole thing is that his presidency is ripe for mockery and ridicule and even gentle humor if you like him. I mean, just Hunter Biden alone, just in the recent stuff, I mean, you could go on forever. But Kimmel has abdicated his role of a comedian. He's now just a political hack, which I'm grateful for because then I get the turf to myself. I'm not a comedian, but I just filled the gap. That's why I'm beating him every night because he sat there with that guy and basically he spoon-fed him like he was a dementia patient.
Gutfeld doesn't just poke fun. He flips the whole narrative. At one point, he joked that Biden bragging about 50 years in politics isn't something to celebrate. It's a red flag. That's not experience, he said. That's being stuck in the same job with benefits. And instead of dancing around the obvious decline, Gutfeld calls it out directly, with sharp humor and zero hesitation. He's not mean about it. He's focused. Satire is his tool, and Biden's presidency is the case study. While other networks handle Biden like he might break if someone turns up the volume, Gutfeld's show plows through the spin with jokes that cut through the noise. He's not preaching. He's speaking to people who are tired of pretending everything's fine while the president looks confused by his own notes. His audience doesn't want a lecture. They want someone who says what they are already thinking, with a little sarcasm and a lot of honesty.
See the thing that he was talking about, God creating women?
No.
And then
He called his wife
they were
his sister or
created
some
by,
shit.
I forget what it was. I forget what the gaffe was. But it was one of those, we listened to him like, what are you saying? Like, it's like he has no brakes. Like,
Right.
his car is going down the hill. It's like, oh, jeez, I hit a fucking tree.
He's like, hit the wall, fuck
There
it.
it is.
And this is where things get really interesting. While Gutfeld's throwing punchlines on live TV, Joe Rogan is in his Austin studio, quietly nodding and saying, yeah, this is nuts. They are from different platforms. One's cable, one's podcast, and they have totally different styles. But somehow, they keep landing on the same point. Biden isn't doing well. And pretending otherwise. That's the real problem. Rogan wants to understand what's going wrong. Gutfeld's there to point out that it already has. Together, they are like a mix of common sense and chaos, one breaking it down, the other lighting it up. And that's why it works. They may joke, but they are not mocking the country. They are connecting with the millions of people watching things fall apart and thinking, is anyone else seeing this?
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Play any of them. They're all crazy. Every video of him recently talking, he's stumbling through shit. He forgets what he's talking about.
We should be making those masks. We should be moving on those ventilators. We can do that. Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know,
I guess,
Donald
but
Trump
I
was
really
asked
wish Sorry.
Rogan and Gutfeld are giving voice to something a lot of people have been feeling but haven't quite said out loud. We've got a president who, at times, seems one quiet whisper away from mixing up a NATO speech with his bedtime thoughts, and everyone in charge keeps pretending it's no big deal. And, of course, the media doesn't like it. When comedians took shots at Trump, it was seen as bold and important. But when the same kind of humor is aimed at Biden, suddenly it's called dangerous, even disrespectful, as if joking about the current administration somehow threatens democracy itself. Rogan isn't just calling out Biden. He's raising concerns about the system around him, the way institutions cover for missteps, how the media smooths over every awkward moment, and how public officials seem more focused on appearances than actual competence. That's why the commentary from Rogan and Gutfeld hits home. It's not just about making fun. It's about saying what a lot of people are already thinking, and maybe letting them laugh so they don't lose their minds.
Hilarious now is they're all getting grilled by even like liberal media is grilling these politicians like, did you know Biden was out of his mind?
Right.
Like, how did you know?
Yeah.
Like Elizabeth Warren was like, he was sharp as a tack.
Oh.
He was getting up for meetings.
Never
like,
seen him better. I heard that too. It's like, what?
Joe Scarborough.
Yeah.
He was like, this is the best version of Biden I've ever
Yes.
seen.
Oh,
like,
my.
you should be literally in jail.
God.
You're such a liar.
Yeah.
You almost like shifted the whole. Imagine if Biden stayed in, they lied about that, and then he's literally like a zombie for 4.
At the end of the day, people aren't tuning in to get outraged. They are tuning in to cope, because deep down, they know the jokes land because the situation doesn't. When a stand-up comic and a guy known for UFC commentary starts sounding more grounded than the person running the country, the comedy stops being just comedy. It turns into a warning sign. And then there are moments you can't unsee. Biden walks to the podium, pauses like he's trying to remember why he's there, and gives a speech that drifts between topics. Maybe it's about the economy, maybe it's education, maybe even both. Cut to Joe Rogan, blinking like he just saw something that defies logic. This can't be real, he says, not as a joke, but as a genuine reaction. Meanwhile, Gutfeld doesn't even bother with a punchline. His look says it all. A quiet nod to the camera, and that unspoken message, America, we've got a problem.
Obviously, the doctor's protecting himself. Being Biden's physician is a tough gig. Every day it's something. He shattered his kneecap, checking his reflexes. He's got wet bones and sweaty teeth. It's like being a veterinarian. One day you're popping back in his shoulder, then you're removing worms from the burrow in his leg. Finally, you're pulling a chipmunk out of his...
And just when you think things can't get any more uncomfortable, Biden drops a line so jumbled it sounds like he's mixing foreign policy with a recipe. At this point, It's not a simple slip-up. It feels like a full-blown stream of scrambled thoughts. And all anyone can do is sit there, watching, asking, how did we get here?